ready for takeoff.
We are cleared for takeoff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time to take flight in your community and in your life. This is Audio Airstrike.
What's up, everybody? I'm Everett Hall McNeil, and this is Audio Airstrike. We're back with another episode. I appreciate you guys for listening, and I have a very, very special episode for you guys. My guest at this time is one of the most smartest business minds and arguably one of the most slip-on business minds currently on the internet right now. Some of you have seen the Vice documentary where he breaks down the black market of bots along with Michael K. Williams. And also he has been a musician, a music artist, an entrepreneur in his own right, and taking on different facets of things that have diversified his portfolio to the point he is where he is today. Ladies and gentlemen, with me at this time, my special guest, Chad Focus. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you.
What's
Thank
up, big
you
brother?
So much.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
So I wanted to kind of give people details on, because I know some people look at this and going, how the heck does he know him?
There you go. We lit, man.
So we had a good friend, a mutual friend of ours, Logan H. James, who I've known for years.
There you go.
We literally were teenagers when we knew each other.
That's my guy.
And so through him, and and he saw some of the work that I was doing, he sent me a DM saying, hey man, keep going, and I appreciate you. And I was kind of shocked because I didn't even think this man was looking at half the video stuff I was creating.
Yeah, we see. Hey, look, we see everything. We tuned in, man.
Yeah,
we
so
blessed.
It was awesome. I'm excited because I reached out to him. I said, you know what, I'm gonna reach out to him. I mean, he didn't have to make a DM and tell me, hey man, keep on going. We like what you're doing video production wise. Yeah. So I reached out to him, and here we are. So I wanted to ask you a couple questions for the next 40 so minutes or so.
Gotcha.
And I wanted to basically kind of ask you about what made you get into the music industry, even though you knew even back then how oversaturated it was.
Facts.
What made you want to lean in and do it? Because a lot of people wouldn't have even tried
man.
that.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this, E, man. It was a challenge first and foremost, bro. And like I said, I did it with the purest of intentions. I had came home, man, graduated college, bro. I got into the marketing space. And social media was big at the time, and nobody that looked like us, man, was actually in that space infiltrating, right? And so it was, as much as you think it was saturated, you guys are looking at the production of music, right? You're looking at rappers, you're looking at songwriters, you're looking at people that produce. They look like us. But the people behind the scenes in the marketing and the business rooms, that's 99% people that don't look like us. So my saturation, bro, that wasn't even a factor. Right? A young dude coming from Baltimore, man, getting into marketing and then coming over into the entertainment space, bro. Everything is based off of programming. When you look at what music is, bro, that's really for brands to be able to facilitate products and services to our community. So once I mastered that space, bro, I was like, okay, I can contribute to the hip hop because I identify with the guys that we grew up with. I played ball. Music's a big part of my life, hip hop, entertainment. And so I seen a lane that was open for a young guy that looked like myself to come into the other space of music, which is the music business, bro. Wasn't necessarily about being an artist. It was always about an opportunity, man, to come and play into this industry and the business aspect of it. Marketing and advertising is 99% of the music industry, which nobody really kind of like understands or people don't want to go ahead and address. That's the truth. And then there's 1% talent. So at the end of the day, those ratios worked in my favor. When you got 99% of people that look like us focusing on the 1% of the business, it leaves a lane open for a guy like me that spends 99% of his time focusing on the 1% that people that don't look like us are doing. So now I'm the resource, Ev. I'm the guy that kind of got the intel, the data. I also got the background, the information, and then I got the resume, bro, so people can take me serious. And I've been through some shit. So at the end of the day, you done see me like go through the ups and the downs, and I've had to experience this shit publicly. So people know that I can kind of deal with what comes with it, bro. And that's the scrutiny, bro, and that's the good and the bad. So we in a blessed space.
Yeah, and I definitely see that you are at a space where you're calm, everything is copacetic, and you're still working. Like, you're not letting any circumstance that you've been through stop you from what you're doing, which is huge. Because a lot of people, when they get into something or when they push and when it's like it's kind of tough, like a lot of people kind of second guess themselves. Lord knows you're stressed out. Lord knows there's all these different emotions, and sometimes it's hard to navigate. So you navigating through the music industry, how did you discover and implement what would become known as the focus formula.
God, man, I tell you this, to be honest with you, adversity, bro, and resiliency is probably the most important part. Focus formula, bro, is just a lot of years of trial and error and then figuring out what works. When most people give up, I've basically pushed through. And I'm going to put it like this, right? Social media is extremely saturated. But if you are consistently investing into your content, your delivery, the topics, the resources, that's a part of the game. But marketing wise, bro, look at everything that we have as far as your Snapchats, your Instagrams, TikToks, YouTubes. We got all these platforms, bro, where we can test different types of topics, different types of content. We can be doing skits. We can be doing information. We can do any and everything. And what I looked at the formula as is that we all have a following, big or small. That means that we have people that are watching us, bro, and we have an audience. Social media probably gave us a place to transparently be like, look, this is what I'm interested in. If you rock with me and you want to support me, you can come follow what I'm doing. Once you realize that everybody got an audience, bro, once we figure out what that audience is looking for, we cater to that audience, bro, and we continue to build and develop. First and foremost, man, like I say, staying consistent and being resilient. I eventually seen how the marketing was going in a certain trend. Now we in a space, right, where reels and short form content, man, is very impactful because people's attention spans. So I've always been adjusting with, the times, bro. And I've used social media to get my point across when traditional methods became too expensive for us. That's your TV, your radio, your newspaper. Like people used to advertise there, your Google, your search engines. Now, bro, you get a social media account, bro. You put out the right content, you can go viral on TikTok for little to no money, but a whole lot of effort. So that's what the aspect was for me, man. Focus formula is about effort. It's about consistency. It's about strategy. And at the end of the day, putting yourself in position, bro, that you can, execute something that everybody has, bro. We all got the same amount of time in a day. It's about what you do with that time, bro. And if you got the strategy, bro, and you got the work ethic, you can be all right.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Because and I think you hit the nail on the head where everybody has a platform to take advantage of.
Facts.
We have so many different platforms to really focus and hone in on, okay, which one is best suited for the content that you want to do.
Got you.
So now if it's more long form skit stuff or it's just more long form, YouTube is still a viable resource.
Facts.
If it's more short stuff, then you go to the TikTok and Instagram reels.
Got you.
If we're talking about higher value, or higher volume, I should say, you're moving forward into TikTok. But if we're talking about quality, then you're going into more Instagram reels at times. And it all depends on the brand and the marketing. Now, I will say this. I have talked with a lot of creatives, and the thing that is missed at times is the organic push.
Got you.
Because now, what's happening now is that people are sitting around looking at people using these different tactics. Every time they scroll, somebody's trying to sell something. Somebody's trying to be the guru. Somebody's trying to sell, hey, I can get you this many followers at this point and this standpoint, and I can get you this in 6 months, 3 months, or whatever.
Gotcha.
Back in the day, when I was coming up, when I was a teenager. So you're talking about 2019, 2018, 18, 19 years old. These social media platforms thrived off of, before ads got in the way, thrived off organic pushing.
All right.
So now, some of us are sitting there discouraged and looking around like, good grief, what in the world are we going to do?
I'll put it like this, right? What you call organic is what you see on the surface level. Me coming from an advertising marketing space, you got to understand, I made billions of dollars with these companies I work with. So put it like this. You go to Google and you assume that you type a keyword in and a product comes up, and that's organic to you. What you don't realize is that people are even paying for those organic spaces, those listings, that exposure.
Wow.
Pay-per-click is what you see. That's transparent. It's say ad. But you don't realize they hire a guy like me to be able to, what we call, optimize. And we trigger algorithms to be able to show up in the organic space, because organic is a psychological thing. When we feel like we found something, we're more likely to convert and buy that. So even think about it. When we type in reviews for products, you can pay for those reviews from people, whether they use the product or not. So cosigns are available, right? Then also, technically, you can put yourself in position, like I said, to show up in the pay-per-click space and the organic space. The documentary I did on Vice TV was for people to understand, like, all right, there's a young dude from Baltimore that figured out the algorithmic code for us to have visibility in these platforms. Organic in your mindset is, yo, I woke up, I posted the content was great, people came and found it. It's never been farther from the truth. If you create a mall and it's a Nordstrom's and you got all of the stock in there, bro, you got Jordans, you got sneakers, jewelry, and you don't do no advertising, nobody's never going to find your mall. If the biggest tree in the world fell and nobody was there to hear it, did the tree really fall? Yeah, it fell, but nobody was there to tell it. Those analogies, bro, are more real and authentic in reality that people want to give credit for, which is, I'm home right now. I did a documentary in 2021. It came out in 2022. It didn't go viral till I got home, right? It didn't go viral till I came home and I put together the marketing chops because the content was amazing. It's something that organically people should have been able to find, but how? Who's watching Vice TV? Who's sitting around waiting for the Chad Focus story after everything that I went through? So organically, what you guys got to realize is that Instagram and its algorithm is based off of amazing content. All right, cool. We took care of that with the production of Vice TV. But then the factors that you got to look into. What does your shares look like? What does your saves look like? Because those are identification points that show how important this content is. Then you get into your views, your likes, your comments. So everything that we just talked about, Everett, is engagement, right? Mm-hmm. All right, engagement is what creates visibility for you to touch the Explore page, for your content to show in the algorithm, for other people to reshare your content. All right, cool. Engagement can be purchased if you got the budget. So if you're consistently putting out content every day, organic content, as you say, and you have an engagement budget, a process, it doesn't have to be pay-per-click ads where we see they coming down the feed and it say ads. It can be exactly what Chad Focus is doing right now, bro. I put together content. I created my own engagement, my own leverage, right? So I got Telegram groups. Thousands of people are resharing each other content and engaging with each other's content because now we're giving each other that technical push that you need to game the algorithm to get your great content visibility. Organic, bro, and our mind frame got to change because the way that corporate America, white America sees when black folks say organic, that means broke. That means cheap. Organic is just, yo, I'm going to go ahead and put this production together. We don't realize that production is just a part of the factor.
Right.
You should be spending 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times more the money that you put into your production on the advertisement. So if you're doing a podcast and you're spending $2,500, man, to film that podcast, you should be spending $12 to $13 to $14 to $15,000 to put that podcast on other influencers' pages that's paying people to repost your content, right? So yeah, viral content sometimes gets reposted for free. You shouldn't rely on that. Us standing right here, right now, Chad Focus creating Focus Music University, us making a lot of money, us going viral after I came home from prison. That shit wasn't manufactured. It was intentional. You understand what I'm saying? It didn't just happen because I woke up, man, and I cut a reel. Everything that you see I'm doing was intentional, bro. I watched the content and I figured out the moments that was in the Vice TV special. And I said, what first impression, if people see this, see me, changes their lives out of this 60 minute clip? And we found the 30-second to 60-second clips. We found about 4 or 5 of them. Those became the moments, bro, that we realized the entire world, bro, will become hip to what we're doing. And then we got to the strategic part, bro. And that's where the focus formula comes in, bro. Looking at your audience, putting together a strategy, putting together a budget. There's an organic budget, which means that perception-wise, I want you guys to feel like you just found it. I want you to feel like, yo, one of your friends referred it to you, so you trust it in a different way. And then we do the advertising space, which is also intentional, which means look at what I do. Look at what I'm talking about. Click the link in the bio. Check out my sales letter. If you want more information for like this, yo, come and invest in what we got going on. Either which way, Ev, I'm going to make sales every day from people that organically found my content, love what I'm talking about. And then there's the intentional space, which is the ad, which is, yo, I'm spending $1,000. All right, my university costs $1,000. I need one sale every time I spend $1,000 to break even. Now, if I get 2 sales every time I spend $1,000, that's me turning $1 into $2. That's me turning $1,000 into $2,000. Your business model, your content strategy, they go hand in hand. That's that non-transparent conversation we're not having in our communities. Nobody care, yo, who got the dopest content. You got to have both. You got to have dope content and you got to have a budget. Both organic, both in the paid space, and it got to make sense.
So let me ask you this, and this is a question that wasn't on the list.
Got you.
That's the thing. So when it comes to artists and budgets,
yep.
Now, I'm all for artists having budgets. I think it's very, very important.
Yep.
Know what you're paying for, have the budget for it. Definitely ask the pricing for stuff so that way you can save up and have the budget.
Yep.
There are artists that are, they doing the 9 to 5 thing.
Got you.
So now they're living at times from paycheck to paycheck.
Got you.
but they're willing to invest. They just don't have the thousands of dollars. They may be able to give you hundreds. Is
Gotcha.
there room for those artists that are starting out? That
100%. So I put it like this, bro. And I don't, and like I said, I'm big on analogies, right? It's like when the homies get into the streets, and we don't want to talk about that, but there's certain codes and conducts and ethics that you guys just gotta abide by, right? When you go into the law space or you go into the health space, it's just certain standards or qualifications. Put it like that. If you want to be a musician, and you know there's going to take a certain amount of budget as an independent, don't be naive to what that takes.
mm-hmm.
And nobody cares about the excuses that we make about what we have and don't have. So if I'm coming and I only got a couple $100, I'm going to put myself in position that I do everything I can do that I can keep cost in house, right? So if I got to learn how to edit, if I got to learn how to edit, audio engineer, if I got to learn how to do graphic design, I'm going to teach myself the skill sets that cut my overhead. So that's time, right? So you got time, that's going to go ahead and trump not having money. Also, what does your personal credit and your business credit look like? And then if you don't have the intel and information, that's what YouTube was there for. You watching ESPN, you watching Shade Room, or you on YouTube watching Earn Your Leisure, or learning about personal credit, trade lines, back end, front ends, web development. Like, everybody got the same 24 hours, E. So what you realize is that the people on the outside that's looking at us putting together our campaigns and our movement, there's other people that's in the same position, and that perseverance and figuring it out is what separates the cream from the crop. That's always how it's going to be. So yeah, bro, everybody got some dreams, bro, but what sacrifices are you willing to make?
That's true.
Talking to my sister earlier today. Talk about, I got a homegirl, bro, right now. She doing Instacart, DoorDash, Uber, right? She needed like $4,000 in a week. She probably worked like 100 hours last week, but she went and got that money. Same exact situation. Got a homie call me last week. He'd rather call everybody and ask, can he borrow that money before he go put himself in position and not rely on nobody else and also exhaust all his options. So I look at two people that's in the same position with the same amount of hours in a day, trying to figure out exactly how they're going to navigate what they got to get done. If somebody is not making the strategic, sacrificial situations or decisions that make sense, are you still celebrating your birthday? You still going on that vacation that you can't afford? You still buying gifts for holidays? You still going out to the bar once or twice a month to treat yourself? You still don't deserve to be in that position if you can change your mindset. What that sacrifice look like? So for me, bro, think about it, bro. I just sat 2 years in the cage. I sacrificed one, bro, my time, my freedom for my integrity. It meant a lot more to me to walk up my head held high, yo, and not told nobody, yo, to go sit down for less time for something that I was involved in that was great. You understand what I'm saying? Other guys don't got that same integrity. Other guys don't got that same idea or the mindset of how they want to move and maneuver. So we can be in two different situations where somebody talking about, yo, I told because, where for me, it was never an option.
Mm-hmm.
Same exact way, bro, we looking at finances. All right? I don't got it versus the guy that say, yo, I'm going to go get it.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. Because it at the end of the day, everybody has the same 24 hours, like you said. And it's one of those situations where it's like, I'll use this as an analogy, but I've seen this in real time. I've
Yep.
seen two homeless people. I've seen one that'd be like, hey, I need food. Can I get a couple dollars? You'll
Yep.
see it written something where there'll be some variation of that
Yep.
written on the cardboard. But then you'll have somebody else to be like, hey, please send me job applications.
Gotcha.
And they'll have that written on the cardboard.
Yep.
Who do you think they're going to have more empathy for?
Yep.
The
Yep.
guy that's looking for a job application.
Willing to work.
That's willing to work.
We from Baltimore, right? So you think about the squeegee kids, man. I love the squeegee kids, bro. I always had great interactions with them guys, man, because what other people might see as a nuisance or something that's degrading the city or whatever, the aesthetics, I see that as a plus. Like, yo, we got these young dudes that's willing to work. They just need that energy or that attention. They need that energy, like, directed. They need that energy channeled in the right way. So I would go down there, bro. I'm talking about I'm down North Avenue, and I'm like, yo, you know what? I gotta go clean up a couple storage units. I got some real estate, bro. Let's go out here, bro, and go wash the windows. All right, we gotta go pick up some trash. I gotta go move some stuff around the crib. I gotta go cut some grass. These dudes already showing you the willingness.
Mhm.
Willingness, bro, is the most important part.
Right.
So if we put them in position to have more opportunities, bro, they'll go ahead and they will listen to people that come up with a plan.
Right.
Even like I said, what's the solution, bro, for crime and violence? Yo, we don't got things that occupy our time no more, right? So the kids used to have recreation centers, man. The pools was open, the basketball courts. We had the rec leagues, the power centers. Those resources are gone. So when you're looking at a city like Baltimore, where so many of the parents, grandparents are affected by drugs, crimes, violence, and poverty, the kids are raising themselves. where it is on the city and the resources that we have to provide those outlets for these children. Because if they got idle minds and idle time and all they have is the internet, bro, to build a superficial idea of what life should look like, we all responsible for what happens. So that's where I come at with an E. This interview that you doing, bro, the other interviews that I've done, right? Think about the artists that still get on the internet and be like, yo, I don't got the budget, or why talent ain't winning. That worked 20, 30 years ago, even though it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
For people to make excuses or not having access to resources, information, budgets, not going to work for a guy like myself.
Right.
Came home, yo, from prison, started from ground zero. When you're on probation, you got to work a job, usually between 5, 10, 15. It's way less than minimum wage. This is what it is, bro. And you got to find a way to find a way. So I'm still working 50 hours a week because I'm on probation. This is a part of my probationary terms for me to stay free.
Right.
So when I come home, I only got 14 hours left. I got kids. I got to get back to work the next day. I got to travel through traffic to get home. So if you got time and you let a guy like myself outwork you, then there's no excuse for it. And there's other people, like I said, bro, at the end of the day, doing the same things that me and you are doing, that's investing in themselves and finding a way, bro, to find the resources and the funding to make it happen.
Yeah, that's true. Because the reality situation is as you get older,
Yep.
the excuses are not going to be there.
Yeah.
Because people have patience for a child because there's only so much a child knows, only so much a teenager knows.
Yep.
But you start hitting 25, 30, it's like, okay, well, what you got going on?
Facts.
That you need to work on? Is there
Facts.
anything that you need to, like, this is just what it is, folks. And
Yep.
with me, like, this has kind of been a platform where it's like, hey, this is what we're talking about. You're more than welcome to come on.
Gotcha.
Do not worry about what your budget, like, we just want to, let's work together, have a very good conversation.
Gotcha.
So that can be used as content for you later on in the future.
Okay.
And
Facts.
it ain't just me in this area. There's a bunch of people that have podcasts that
Yep.
have the open platform to be like, hey, this is what we talk about. You are more than welcome to come on. I've
Yep.
had YouTube influencers on this show. I've had political people on this show. I've had people that work in the communities on this show.
Gotcha.
I've had people that have been music artists in their own right on this show.
Mhm.
And we all have these progressive conversations like this. Why? Because the main goal is to help educate, entertain, but also educate, and hopefully somebody can take this information and make something better of themselves.
Big facts.
That's really the total thing as to why I've been doing podcasting for as long as I've been doing it. And
Gotcha.
what you have been doing with Focus Music University and stuff of that nature, you are pouring back into artists, creatives, other people that need the guidance.
There you go.
And you're not discriminating over age.
Yeah.
I'm sitting over here in the back of my mind thinking, I'm like, I might have to hit him up because I got a feature-length film that I'm trying to market.
Big facts.
This is in the back of my mind.
Bro, it's just, I'm gonna tell you this: when you got something that can be universally applied to different industries, bro, that's the blessing, right? I think when people seen me originally going viral, right, they like, hold up, bro, this ain't no ad. How'd he do it? And that's why I say my job was to be extremely captivating when they turned that camera on, extremely authentic and extremely transparent. Whatever industry you in, bro, if you are concentrating on that, everything else will follow. So like I say, bro, I can't eliminate the hard work of putting together the product. I took care of that. Hell yeah, I work hard too, E, man. I think that I'm one of the more intelligent, articulate guys in the industry, out the industry, it don't matter, online, period. Once you combine that with like, okay, here's the strategy, guys. How do we get this in front of as many eyeballs as possible? And how do we make this so that other people want to share this? How can this be valuable? So when you look at what you're offering, right, how much value does it bring to the people that you were trying to serve? That's what I think that people miss, man. Whether you in, say you a lawyer, bro, and you providing like law advice, bro, or you want to help a father put together a custody plan that works in the best interest of him and the mom. That's the type of stuff that I be looking for that's like lanes. Nobody ever talks about, yo, how the father can put himself in a position where not on child support, but also not being negligent of his responsibilities. What about, you know, a mom and a dad, we ain't together no more contract? Because contracts, that's really what legal world is, right? So look at the space that you in. There's so many different lanes to be in that you like, all right, cool, I'm from Baltimore. Let me go ahead and figure out ways that we can impact the people. Will this get as many views as something that's talking about the drama, the killings? Who knows? Will it get as much views as talking about who just went to prison or who did what to who? Who knows? But there's a lane for people that want to hear positive content that's also progressive and also the way that you think and then also the way that you execute. So there's gonna be people that's sitting here right now. We know that you're investing in your camera equipment. You got your microphones, bro. You got your stands. You got your lights. Like you got everything that you're putting together. And what you're willing to invest is also your time. So you're like, yo, look, I'm gonna get up with the bro. I'm gonna go travel. I'm gonna go put in this time to go and make this make sense. I value the platform because I see a young brother putting his time in. So time is the number one value to me. I just lost 2 years of time. I know exactly how quickly 700 some days yo can leave you. So now we in this space, bro. And you think about it, I get to touch so many different platforms and speak my truth and articulate exactly what we're looking to do, bro. And everybody can use this exact same blueprint. What the value you offering, and if you offering value, man, it's gonna be plenty of platforms out there for you to touch.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. And it's, and the beauty of it is that people sit over there and go, well, everybody's so content hungry and this and that. Well,
Yeah.
you have to understand,
Yeah.
this is the society we're in now. You have a lot of people that are trying to make it in their own way.
Facts.
And social media is now a business.
Facts. It always was, bro. I'm gonna tell you this, at the end of the day, don't get it twisted. Like, yo, Facebook was always a business model from the jump. Even when Mark Zuckerberg was talking about he wanted people to be able to communicate back and forth. You don't go create a board, right, with other people that are intellectuals, investors, people that got business sense without the intent of monetizing your platform. Once you could bring people on a platform and y'all could, one, exchange services, relationships, information, gotta monetize it, bro.
Yep.
The entire world is based off of advertising. That's what separate Chad Focus from any and everybody. Yo, talent is dope, bro. But I gotta use your talent to get my product across back and forth. I gotta use your talent to make these mediums work for me.
Right.
You're not doing the same for me. And your rap verse don't help ever sell his podcast, or this young lady sell her bundles, or this fitness trainer sell his program to be able to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. That verse don't do none of that. That hook, that chorus, it does none of that. That movie does none of that. What skill set is you providing? That's why the motivational speakers, bro, like, a Wallow or E the Preacher or, TD Jakes. The motivation is such a big part, bro, of getting a person to get started. That's why people go and invest in these guys. A lot of people don't have the confidence. So if you can just, one, get me started, that's half the battle. Motivation, bro. So that's why I look at a lot of different things, right? Motivation to get you started, consistency will keep you going, and discipline to help you win.
Now, let me ask you this, because this is a question that I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
What was the biggest hurdle in your career and through your journey that you went through? And then how did you adjust your mindset to push through that?
I'll be honest with you, bro, with setting boundaries, man. For me, bro, I came with the intentions of helping out as many people as I could. And I also overextended myself. And that's probably why I got myself into a lot of the different situations that I did. Because, bro, you got to also be realistic. And you got to also, you got to be willing, bro, to know when to say no. For me, if I'm in a for-profit business and I'm going out here and I'm doing more charity than I am generating, revenue, that's not a business model, bro. I should go start a charity. You understand what I'm saying? I should go start a nonprofit. So not knowing the boundaries are set, bro, both professionally and personally, financially, emotionally, that was a lot of it, bro. I was out of balance. And that's what really led to, like I said, bro, to my frustration and also things that I did to myself, bro. A lot of times when we lose, bro, it's self-inflicted. So as positive as my intentions were, sometimes things didn't pan out the way that they should have. And then I had to take responsibility for that, because as a man, you always responsible for how things play out for you. So that was the biggest thing for me maturity-wise, bro, is being realistic, putting a little bit more balance into my movement. And then you need the checks and balances of like people that's going to, one, hold you accountable, support you the right way, but also tell you when you're right and you're wrong. And you got to build that team. You got to surround yourself around that. It don't just wake up and sit there for you. And that's why I say this conversation that me and you having is more so about being intentional. So I'm much more intentional and deliberate in the way that I approach business and time management, and also my energy, bro. You gotta protect your energy, and you are what you invite into your life. So I'm doing a lot better job, bro, at filtering what comes in and what comes out of my life, and like I said, bro, trying to stay as accountable as possible. So this second go round, we don't make the same mistakes, because that's the most important part, bro. We all gonna make mistakes. We all gonna fall short, but you don't want to consistently, bro, catch yourself doing the same things that get you in a position that you don't want to be in.
Yeah, I definitely agree, because at the end of the day, like, yes, we have our circle of friends, and yes, we have our close circle that we hold on to. But at the end of the day, we have to be accountable for how we move.
Yeah.
Because, and I don't know about your circle, but in my circle, in some circles, my role is I'm the moral compass. I'm the one saying, I don't think this is a good idea morally for these reasons.
Gotcha.
You may want to think about it like this.
Gotcha.
So, but I also have to be careful, because I may overextend
Gotcha.
my role as the moral compass to the point it's like, okay, I'm going to tell you, hey, right from wrong, I don't know if this is a good idea, but I can't overextend where it's like I'm literally on an edge. I'm trying to save you, but then I might fall and like trying to save you.
And you want to overstep your boundaries.
Right. And I don't want to overstep my boundaries or come off disrespectful or especially when I know my intent is pure.
Facts.
So when it comes to doing that, it is definitely important. And I definitely agree with you in that, because both of us have a heart for people. We want to see people do good. We want to see people from the area that we grew up in. We want to see people win, even if other people don't want to see it.
Yep.
There have been times I've sat in rooms and people have been like, yo, how you get all that? I was like, look, man, I'm just happy for him. I'm just happy that he's not in the situation that he was in.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Got you.
And it's very important, man, because it's easy to spread negativity. It's easy to be negative. It's easy to throw in a towel. But it's a lot. It says a lot about somebody's character.
Facts.
When we are lifting somebody up, even when they're not the flavor of the month, even when it's not the hot period.
Yeah, bro. But like I said, man, you are the energy that you put out into the world, right? So if you bask in the glory of somebody else's downfall, bro, it's no way that you're not going to have your down season. It just don't work like that, bro. And for me, another man not doing well never motivated me, right? That should be the least of your concerns. You should want to see somebody else winning, because it motivates you to do better and to also win as well. I mean, your success, bro, is a great thing to see, especially if you can get somebody that's coming from where you're from and that looks just like you, and you like, okay, it's possible. So that's the space that I'm coming from, bro. And I've had a lot of examples that I've always been inspired by what I seen. And if something rubbed me the wrong way, or I felt like it wasn't done correctly, or somebody dropped the ball, I'll compute that and I'll try to make it a part of myself so that I don't do the same exact thing. I don't want something to offend me that somebody else did, and then I go do it and it offends other people. That's how I look at it.
Yep.
Right. So if we got certain people that's in positions that they shouldn't be in, whether they should or shouldn't, right? Say I didn't like something that the mayor was doing. All right, well, yo, I can go run for mayor. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I can go do something about it.
Right.
Am I at the town hall meetings? Am I going to the community centers, bro? Am I pulling up to the schools? Am I doing my part before I go ahead and I have a negative opinion or interpretation of somebody else is doing? So that's what I do, bro. I try to internalize more so of how I would feel, bro, and also very, very respectful of like how other people would feel. And for me, man, it's a blessing, because I'm in, like I told you, the marketing space, bro. I just got a different psyche and a mindset. For me, all press is good press. Even negative press, you're going to watch a dude like me just take it in on the chin, and then we're going to spin the block around and make it work, make it make sense. So I use and understand that as long as people are aware, whatever their perception is fleeting. It changes by day. Just know what principles you stand on, and everything will work itself out.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. I definitely agree. Well, I wanted to give you the floor to promote any of the businesses that you are currently working on and offering to our guests that could use your services.
All right, man. Most definitely. Well, look, man, we got Focus Music University. Extremely blessed, man, to be a young, African-American kid, man, that is the go-to guy, the authority figure, man, in the music marketing and consulting space, right? So I figured out how We can use social media and leverage, bro, our skill sets, our talents, and build our own audience. Like you said, bro, for all types of budgets, shapes, and sizes, I think Focus Music University is going to be the platform of the future. For one, it's digital. For those of us that have been around, like I said, since COVID hit, you don't have to go to a brick and mortar anymore to be able to get yourself education, and you can decide who your mentor is. Follow us, man, on Instagram. I am Chad Arrington. Of course, y'all got the website, chadfocus.com, the documentary on Vice TV, Black Market, Season 2, Rage Against the Machines, Episode 3. I think that's extremely dope, man. Got the YouTube channel. So for me, man, I'm building up the brand, bro. I'm also, as I learn, teaching others, showing them exactly, man, how to get it done. And also, man, I got my music marketing platform. It's called streamhawk.com for any offers or artists or creators that need services, bro, for their promotion or their engagement or they trying to buy traffic. Like whatever you need, man, we done made sure that we put ourselves in position to provide the services and the education to be able to execute and get it done. So you want to see a lot more of me, bro. Stay tuned. Like I said, we got our own podcast as well. I like to do the one-man podcast, man. It's a lot easier to kind of like set up and keep it pushing. I don't depend on like, guests and stuff like that. I know how it is. Some people are great to work with. Some people are a headache. And then look forward, like I said, man, and much more that we got going on, man. Super duper blessed, man. We got a lot coming down the pipeline.
Well, absolutely. First off, I want to thank you so much.
My God.
For coming onto this podcast and coming on this platform. I do not take it for granted.
Appreciate it.
This has been awesome. Definitely, if you guys are interested in what Chad is doing, not just from a community standpoint, but also from a marketing and budget standpoint, and also building up your digital platform, this is the guy to go to.
Super blessed.
One of the most underrated business minds on the internet. And I'm not trying to hyperbolize this. This is literally how I feel about Chad. So with that being said, this has been another edition of Audio Airstrike. Make sure you guys, for those of you who are following us, make sure you follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. We're going to be pumping out more reels and more TikToks for you of people coming on the show and giving game like this, because all it takes is one person to get a nugget of knowledge, and then that can carry on to changing somebody's life. Because at the end of the day, that's all we're here for. We are here on this earth for a short time, and that is to touch as many lives as we can and to bring impact in a positive level. And how you carry that out is going to determine the legacy that you leave behind. And that is something that you guys definitely have to take seriously. Well, I'm Everett Hall for Chad Focus. This has been another edition of Audio Airstrike. Make sure you tune in next week.
Peace.